Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. In this video I'll be discussing a bag that quite frankly doesn't really get a lot of love on the internet, and it is the Givenchy Pandora in the size small. As you can imagine, I quite like them, otherwise I wouldn't have two of them. And because I do have two of them and they are in different materials, I will also give you a little comparison today of the PEPE leather and the goatskin. Besides obviously giving you a tour of the bag, talking dimensions, going through the pros and cons and giving my recommendation. Let's get them out of the dust bags. Here I have the black one. This one is in the PEPE leather, which is a sheepskin. And over here we have the red one, which is in a goatskin. These are both in the size small. I think the Givenchy Pandora comes in a mini, which doesn't have the top handle, the small, and then the medium, which is fairly similar to this one, only it has a zippered compartment here on the front of the bag. The Pandora is named after Pandora's box, I guess because of the boxy figure or boxy shape that this bag has, and the fact that you can put a surprising amount of things in it. And although so on the outside being stuffed and all, it seems like this is a very boxy bag. But I will show you in a bit that if you rip out all of the tissue paper and fill it up with some normal things that you would actually want to carry around, this becomes a super awesome slouchy bag. I think it has sort of the vibe of the old Balenciaga motorcycle bag, but then perhaps a bit less edgy because there is not really all that much going on apart from the zippers. Let's start with a tour of the bag. And I'm actually gonna switch over to this red one because it might be a bit easier to see, except for the material, they are exactly the same. Here we have the front. The width of this bag is 27 centimeters or 10.5 inches. Moving over to the side to talk some dimensions. Because it is a boxy shape, you would think that these would be equal in length, but actually they are not completely. So the height is 17 centimeters or 6.5 inches, and the depth is 15 centimeters or 6 inches. It has no feet. On the bottom, it is a fairly symmetrical bag. No exterior pockets. It comes with this top handle. I'm not really sure what the handle drop is. Would have to measure that. That is about 17 centimeters or 7 inches. In my experience, you can wear this over the shoulder, but it becomes a bit snug. I guess it would also depend on how big of a person you are and whether you are wearing a coat, yes or no. It comes with this crossbody strap, which is removable, but it's not adjustable, and the strap is 120 centimeters long or 47 inches, which is quite long. It is okay wearing a crossbody, especially if you're wearing it over the shoulder. It is really long. Although to some extent I kind of like that for this bag because it also sort of helps with the nonchalance and the slouchiness when you're wearing it. By the way, I have to tell you that this is a bit of the older version of this bag. There is a newer version out there which you can also recognize by the zipper tabs. These still have leather on the zipper pull, and the new one just have metal zipper pulls. I think that the newer ones, but I'm not 100% sure, they also have a different way of connecting the strap, and I think that is the same as what they do with the Givenchy Antigona, so that you don't actually have the clip-on that we have here, but that you have the construction with the sort of rings that slide into each other, which people complain about that the strap comes off sometimes. So if that's not something that you're into, be on the lookout for that. Let me just get all of the tissue paper out of the bag. These bags come with a large zippered compartment on the back, and again I'm just showing you the red one because I think the lining of the black one is also in black. It has this zippered pocket on the back that is quite large, can easily hold your phone, all of the cards in here. It also actually has some slip pockets, one with a little bit of elastic and just a regular one, which one of them will also definitely easily hold a phone. And what I really love about this bag is the zippered compartment that it also has in the front, which is just, well, it's still a reasonable size compartment, but it's definitely not the case that this bag is split in two by any means. So the fabric just goes down the zipper over here, but they've made quite a spacious pocket nonetheless. I really like using this pocket on the front to store the things that I need easy access to, like my phone or a card holder. And these bags weigh around 800 grams, which is 1.75 pounds approximately. And I would say that despite the different leathers, they feel like they weigh kind of the same. To me, they are really not heavy, especially given the capacity that they have. So let's talk leathers. This bag you might have already seen come by in my travel bag series when I was talking about luxury bags that I'd like to take when traveling. I actually took this to a conference once, which was really nice, but I'll get into the details of what fits and how things fit in a little bit. Let's first discuss leathers. So I'm going to squish this bag here a little bit, and this one as well. And the point that I really want to make is that this PEPE leather is a lot more squishy and squishable. It also feels not as soft as the goat skin, which makes sense because this is sort of a crinkled leather, but because this is a bit more subtle and smooshy, I think this bag also has this tendency to slouch and sag a bit more. This one in the goat skin, however, you see that this one tends to fold a bit more. And perhaps that might also improve or differ over time as this bag gets worn more often. Perhaps the leather will get a bit more subtle as well. But for now, I think I've worn both of these bags between a handful and a dozen of times. So still not all that much, just to show you the difference a little bit. This goatskin version is really just a lot more structured than the PEPE, and I think you can still squish this in quite a bit, so it will carry nicely against your body. And obviously I'll insert some mud shots, or perhaps I have already inserted some mud shots. We'll see how that goes in the editing. But both of these bags are fairly unstructured, and therefore they carry quite nicely against the body, whether you are wearing them on the crook of your arm or over the shoulder or using the crossbody strap. Let's talk now about what fits in this bag. I'm sorry I'm using the red one for all demonstration purposes, but I think it will just be easier to see. So let's just put some things in the main compartment. Some of the usual stuff. I have to shimmy it in there, but it does fit. Full size wallet, shimmy, but a fit. Water bottle, big water bottle even fits. A pouch, let's say you have a pouch with some things in there, or perhaps a pencil case, which this technically is. Sunglasses, phone, all of that stuff together really does kind of fill up the main compartment, but obviously you could still put some smaller things here in the front. Zipper up, and here you go. Because now it is so enormously full, it actually does go back to its boxy shape again, and frankly I wouldn't really carry it with all that much stuff. I think it would be a bit too much. I don't really like the shape of the bag that much if it's not so slouchy. Plus, from what I've seen in other videos, if you carry this bag a lot and it's very heavy, then you are at risk that you'll get wear and tear, especially on the handle here, which feels quite sturdy, but I can imagine in that sense it's not really a workhorse bag that you can fill up to the brim every single day for a very long time. Let's do a bit more reasonable packing. Taking out the notebook, taking out the pouch, phone back in there. You can see you have a bit more of the slouch going on. It easily holds all of your daily essentials, at least it should. Like a water bottle is no problem, full-size wallet, sunglasses, phone. If you want to put a pouch in there with bits and bobs, that is also perfectly fine. Just recognize that the fuller that this bag becomes, the more boxy its shape will be. And that's why personally I try not to overstuff it. Over to the pros. To me, this bag has mostly pros. Obviously you need to like the look of it, and a lot of people don't like the look of it, and that is perfectly fine. We all have different tastes, right? But this is also a very practical bag. It is very versatile by the fact that you have both the top handle and the strap, so you can wear this bag pretty much any way that you want. It is a large bag, it holds all of your essentials, it is secure, but yet it is also easily accessible. Obviously it is not a tote bag, so you do sometimes have to shimmy things around a little bit when you put them in or out of the bag, but generally this is really a good size opening, also in length. So getting your phone out or getting a wallet out shouldn't really be too much of an issue. And I'm really a big fan of this big separate compartment that it has in the front, so that you have easy access to a number of smaller things that you want to keep at hand. Then the cons, I personally cannot really think of any, especially not with this version of the bag. I think the only downside is that the strap is not adjustable and that it is very long. A long crossbody strap is a vibe to some extent, especially I think with this bag, but you need to like it. Nevertheless, because the strap is removable, you can put on another strap that might work better for you, and I have thought about that. However, with either this type of red or this specific type of leather, even though it is black, it will be hard to find a strap that is an exact match to what you already have, but you can mix and match, obviously. Another con may be, but this is only from what I've seen in videos, is that this top handle is a place where you will experience wear and tear. However, I think based on the stitching that I see here, this is basically the leather comes together and it's been piped, but I think that should be a fairly easy fix if it were to happen, and thus far nothing like that has happened to me. To round off with my recommendation, would I recommend this bag? Definitely. I feel like I'm on repeat, but if you think this bag is cool, if you think this bag is a vibe, then go for it, because it's really one of the most practical bags you'll have. It has a very interesting silhouette and it's sort of low-key luxury, although it does say Givenchy here on the front. Overall, I do not really find that it's fairly noticeable. My recommendation as to the leather, I think if you want a bit more structure in this bag, a bit thicker leather, then go for the goat skin. If you're really all the way team slouch, go for the PEPE, which is also just a bit thinner leather. But mind you, although this leather is thinner, or at least I experience it to be thinner because of all of the crinkling that is going on here, I think this leather will actually also be very durable. I don't feel like it's going to scratch very easily, and if it does scratch, it's not going to be all that noticeable as it's going to be on this goatskin version. That's it for today. Hope you find this useful and or interesting. If you have any questions, drop them down below for me in the comment section and I'll get back to you. For now, remember, there is a styling, a situation and a taste for everything, so please don't hate on these bags. Don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!